The Old Library Theater is a community theater group. That means that we're part of the township of Fair Lawn, and as such, we present theater made up of people who are in the community performing.
Operating out of the Fair Lawn Arts Center building, the theater dates back to 1967, when it was formed out of a merger of other local groups in order to give the town one unified playhouse.
The Old Library Theater is sponsored by the Fair Lawn Recreational Department. The Fair Lawn Recreational Department gives us the building, which gives us an advantage over other theater groups, which has to use either a church or a school to do their productions in.
The first auditions are now being held for Kennedy's Children. As people arrive, the procedure is as follows. They come up to the table, sign in, and pick up an audition form. At this time, any explanations that are needed are given. The audition sheets are numbered beforehand. So, after filling them out, they just sit and wait until their number is called.
See, I told you you shouldn't have gone to see Nora Ray. I chickened out.
Some pass the time socializing with each other. Others will read over their scripts. When their number is called, they pick up an audition form and a script and go into another room.
We basically choose productions by choosing a director or having a director submit what his idea of what he'd like to do would be. Can you get the phone? Thank you. It's basically a director's ball game. The director will give us a choice of 3 or 4 shows that he or she would like to do, and at that point, we read the shows, decide what would be technically and economically feasible to do.
Those auditioning are asked what parts they want to read for, then proceed with the audition.
Chick, groovy chick. Turned and shot the Khan in the head and sent him flying away. And I got up and I thanked Chick, but he knew. I could tell by the expression on his face and by certain vibrations that he knew that I knew, that he has betrayed everything we believed in, because he took sides.
Members of the board and the director will then evaluate the reading, taking notes as it progresses.
They were so happy. They loved that musical Camelot, the story of a distant, beautiful, forgotten kingdom where there was only sunshine and justice. Camelot. Don't let it be forgot that once there was a spot, the one brief, shining moment that was known as Camelot. I think maybe we all had a glimpse of Camelot once, just once in our lifetime, before it crumbled.
Chick says I'm getting my head. He says it's very important not to get your head in a bad place. And I said, and this is my first pot joke, Mom. It's a special kind of humor. I said, isn't Vietnam a bad place to get your head?
For instance, behold, look at this sheet of paper.
Afterwards, the auditionee will leave and call for the next person to enter. The procedure continues until everyone has read.
We usually have general meetings once a month where the entire membership of the theater should get together and discuss the state of the theater at the moment, what we need in the terms of production, set design, building the set, who's going to be doing lighting, who's going to be helping doing lighting, who's going to be the set crew, stuff like that. Every week, usually on a Monday or Tuesday night, the board gets together and discusses the business of the theater, which they let the theater membership know at the general meetings.
At this board meeting, anticipated problems of Kennedy's Children are being discussed.
Where, here or up there?
Well, we don't know yet. It might be in the band shell on Memorial.
Where?
The band shell down at Memorial Park here. Yeah.
I didn't know you could have
Well,
background
you want me to
music.
start off? I don't know. What did you want us to do?
Then from there, the first 2 weeks of rehearsals will be strictly private. Each individual actor meeting with us privately. Because there is no dialogue, we can work with each actor on his character and on his lines for the first 2 weeks. Breaking it up into maybe 2 actors a night. Say Carla from 7:30 to 10 o'clock, or 9:30, and Sparta from 9:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock. Whatever.
Scheduling of rehearsals, prop and set needs, and various other timetables are being set.
We say 3 or 4 days, just on the stage. By that time, I don't think the set will be completed. What little set there is to be built. If it is, great. If not, we don't have to worry. All we need is some kind of semblance of a table and chairs and a bar. We don't have to worry at that point.
The Old Library Theater currently consists of 60 active members, and we begin each year with a membership drive calculated to bring new people into the group and revitalize and nourish the group from outside.
As planned, the director is working with the actors individually.
What has happened to the female? I mean, what is, Raquel Welch and the drag queens are the big thing now. I mean, what has happened to women's femininity? It's just gone out the door. It's being taken over by men or women who are so artificially beautiful you can't believe it.
More intense.
Remorseful, resentment, bitter.
Hoping for a bit part in one of their vehicles. She started, really started when she was 26. I was 26 once. Actually, the words in this really speak for itself so much.
I want a little bit of a chuckle to yourself.
Just like at all the parties.
Yep. Slow fade out. I want to see how we can put that together physically. So that will be Friday. Week from this Friday.
As far as Kennedy's Children goes, we wanted a show that was fairly easy to produce, had a fairly low budget, but yet was interesting and innovative. And having a monologue type thing is as innovative as I could think of. I mean, there's absolutely no dialogue in the show, very little movement. The show is a director's dream. It's an actor's dream too.
As preliminary full cast rehearsals begin, the actors discuss their roles with the director. They then take their places and prepare to walk through the scenes. After some last-minute questions, they are ready to begin.
We face down on a Greenwich Village side street on a set of rusty mattress springs. I started at the bottom. So with the sailors.
Compared to the junkies they have doing the Times Square Ori these days. Because that's what we were. Rolled up copy of Backstage or Not. Whores. Well, how do you think I got that job at the Metropole? Through character references?
I knew whether communication had grown up everywhere now, through our music.
I realized there were 125 underground theaters listed in the papers. 3 of our playwrights had books coming out. One was on Broadway.
These are the shutter. They control the size and shape of the light.
Oh, it's square.
Yeah, so the light becomes whatever shape you close it down to.
Oh, that's nice.
The tech crew is now constructing the set, as well as setting the lights and lighting cues.
Maybe we should. besides our own major productions, we also have helped produce other community groups' plays or puppet shows. We've done a lot of different things with other groups in town. We do workshops at our general meetings, and we've invited talented people who perform at nightclubs in New York, who have acts of that sort, to come in and take a night here and perform for people in our community.
In the later stages of rehearsals, the performers are refining their roles, as well as their practical jokes.
In the pitch black theater, they were hit in the face with a big sack full. But you probably saw it.
Who would wave at the people and roll that river down the center of tremendous towns? There, above the tops of famous towers, letters of flashbulb fire said, "Millions watch." I have. And that's why I got stuck in with a make you so cry when it makes John Mark. I don't think you're laughing at me. I threw myself into Manhattan Slap, head first. The back of JFK's head. And now it's
Shit. I'm thinking about things I don't want to think about, and I'm too drunk too early.
Meanwhile, letters are being sent to members, reminding them of both the production and an upcoming general meeting where next year's board will be chosen.
He would be in charge of maintenance of equipment, taking care of the lighting on a given show, sound, etc. He would have responsibility in that area. Okay? As far as selecting members to sit on the administrative board, which decides the direction the theater will take, we have generally meeting toward the end of the year, and any member of the theater can be nominated to sit on the board, at which point we have an election attended by all of the members, and people are chosen. It's really that simple.
Part of this meeting is a workshop featuring 2 members in a scene from Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
to the modest living room of the modest cottage that modest Joseph kindly set her up in. Yes, they're married to each other, you cluck. George.
I'm tired here. It's late. And besides,
I don't know what you're tired from, dear. You haven't done anything all day. Don't you know it even yet, George?
Oh, Martha.
My arm has gotten tired whipping you, George.
Thank you very much for coming. And there's cupcakes. Sorry.
Following rehearsals, the performers relax and take turns telling interesting stories.
See, when you turn school ground, he just looks like meat. Looks like someone took a big hamburger meat and made it all hamburger. Oh, I never thought that. That's disgusting.
My father was
wandering around and
It's opening night. As the crowd files in, it's hard to tell who's more nervous, the audience or the actors.
Yeah, everything. I can't believe this.
A little bit tight, but yeah.
I'm not comparing my little contribution to what he might have done if he had lived. If he had lived, he would have stopped the war. If he had lived, he would have solved the race problem.
Anal choreographer, phallic vocal coach, orgiastic dress designer, and every other form of unlaid, scaly, sleazy, slimy son of a bitch in this nation's great metropolitan casting centers found him, for her, for themselves, deluged under 10 million tons of automated, undulating, available, eager meat.
I believe everything was different once. I believe it was all the same once, too. After all, You have to have something to believe in now that the underground is just an echo chamber. And all the flower children have turned into fruits.
I mean, you can see us. We were right in front. We were in all the photographs at the Times. And we stayed in New York for the protest against bomb shelters. Well, for that, they mostly photographed Norman Neighborhood. But we were there.
Fell out of her office with a big drunken smile on her face and a bottle in one hand saying, JFK's gonna vote first. And that's when the bells started to ring. None of them were Catholics, so they didn't know what it meant. And they were all smiling and grinning like fools, and I said, he's dead. The president is dead.
Would you mind moving away? If I'm going to talk to a brick wall, I'd much rather talk to a real one. I'm phony enough for two.
And I knew then what I wanted to be. I wanted to be the next one. I wanted to be the next one to stand radiant and perfected before the race of men. I wanted to shed the luminosity of my beloved countenance over the aspirations and struggles of my pitiful statues. I wanted to give meaning to my own time, to be the unattainable, luring love that drives men on, the angel of light, the golden flower, the living sacrifice, the end.
Important thing. I mean, if I don't get something really time-consuming pretty soon, my liver is going to wind up inflammable, like plum pudding. Okay.
Well, like I told you, it's just a dream I have, used to have.
Well, I'm pouring myself out. I keep on working this fast.
We left it, we came back.
Deirdre was.
What happened was we had the line set to go up.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, how bad was it? I mean, how bad was it? For you
I think
guys.
I went out there. I thought I went. I didn't.
I think the way you held for 6 sirens.
It was funny, after the first time.
Okay, I gotta make a wish. Wait a second. How many mooses old are you?
Hurry up, it's clicking on the tape.
The mooses.
The building is empty. The actors and crew have gone home. The theater is now closed for the summer. Even though Kennedy's Children was considered an artistic success, there is still a great deal to accomplish, all of which makes the future exciting but uncertain.
Our major plan for the future is to survive. The way prices and everything are going these days, you know, that's all you can do